West Nile virus is something that we do have in California, unfortunately. It's not super common as you see, but 131 confirmed cases in 2024. There was 12 Californians that passed away as a result of West Nile in 2024. That's from the California. Hey everyone, my name's Salvador Mora. As you said, we are one of the owners of Barrier Pest Solutions. You can see me, my dad, many of you guys know my dad right there in the middle, my brother. That was many years ago. I know we don't look quite the same. But we started Barrier Pest Solutions in 2008. And here's a little breakdown there. We have Anthony, my dad, was the one who originally brought the idea to us about 20 years ago. You have to go work for pest control for a couple years before you can own a pest company. So he had a full service business at the time. He went to work for Pest Control Center for a couple years. We took over the pool route. Then we swapped and I went to work for Clark for a while, a couple years, and we started Barrier. My mom joined, she's there in the middle with sales calls, customer service. Many of you have spoken to her over the years, I know. All those kind of things, back in office stuff. Here's something that we're super proud of. We have been voted the Sacramento Favorite Pest Control by the Sac Bee Readers and the Sacramento Favorites magazine 3 years in a row. So we had gold in 2023, then silver and silver. We're going for gold in 2026, so hopefully you guys can help us with that. We haven't got it, but but we are the only company, I'm proud to say, that could say that they are 3 years, been voted every single year we won. No other company, not even these huge guys like Pest Pros who have won twice, they can't even say that, and they have 10 times the customers that we have at least voting for them, potentially. So our Google reviews there on the bottom. Proud to say we average 4.9. Sometimes it even ticks up to 5. I kind of prefer 4.9. I trust 5s when I see them. That rating. So we're not just bug killers. We're public health protectors. Our job is to defend public health against disease-carrying pests. So maybe sometimes we have to kind of teach our technicians that, we're not just killing bugs, we're protecting from stinging insects, from disease-carrying insects like their yard, their entertainment time. So I thought we could talk a little bit about mosquito season. It's here now, April through October. Sometimes it starts in March. West Nile virus is something that we do have in California, unfortunately. It's not super common as you see, but 131 confirmed cases in 2024. There was 12 Californians that passed away as a result of West Nile in 2024. That's from the California Department of Public Health. And it's carried by the Culex. There's two types of mosquitoes that we have here, Culex and Aedes. The Culex is the one that really tends to carry the West Nile. And you want to know why? Well, they tend to bite other animals like a bird. So you can imagine them biting a bird, sucking on it, it's blood, and then they come and they bite you or your family. It's pretty nasty, right? Well, that's how West Nile gets spread. We did lose a personal family friend, I think in 23 to West Nile. So, and I know Dr. Wright has a customer that was affected really bad by West Nile. So it's rare, but it's not, it's not unheard of. So that's when we really took up the mantle of let's figure out how to really control mosquitoes. We need to figure this out because it's more than just a bug to us. It's a personal vendetta. So we started digging in to control and very best that we could do. There's companies that do one or the other. Not many do both of these things. So the first thing that we do is we have a power mist blower. You can see my dad there with the backpack on. We make a special mixture of a knockdown product and a growth regulator. And we blow that mist up into trees, shrubs, the underside of bushes. Well, why? Well, because that's where mosquitoes rest during the day, for the most part, especially the Aedes mosquito. But you don't tend to get bit during the day, and most of us know that, right? Then all of a sudden the sun starts to go down, then you start getting bites through the roof, right? Well, it's because for the most part, the mosquitoes are resting under the leaves of your trees, your shrubs, your bushes. They're not very good flyers, so they tend to stay about 20 feet and below for the most part. So, we're able to get that mist up into the trees. and on the underside of the leaves where the mosquito's resting, it helps knock them out during the day. That way they're not biting you during the evening. So you see my dad doing that, like I said there. We will blow up into trees as long as they're not like hanging over properties. You know, if it's a tree right on the edge, we might just be able to hit the, you know, a little bit of it. We can't, you know, chemical trespass onto your neighbor's properties unless we have permission specifically from them that's okay. So keep that in mind. When it comes to these InteCare stations, you can see my dad prepping 4 right there. And what that is it's a biological fungus and a larvicide, so it's a live bioactive that we put in there. We fill those stations up with about 1 gallon of water and a little packet that helps attract the mosquito. There's a larvicide in there and the bioactive, and there's this little ring of filter. So the adult mom comes and lands on this little filter thing. She gets infected, she drops her eggs in there, it kills the eggs. That way they don't grow to become adults. It infects the mother. Well, she flies away, and I think the next slide talks a little bit about it. And I think, so she flies away carrying that bioactive on her body. Well, then when she flies over to other puddles, bird baths, clogged gutters from your neighbors, she now spreads that bioactive. It's alive, and it's just gonna keep multiplying. So that when other mosquitoes come and land in your neighbor's gutters, what happens? You guessed it, affects them, they fly away, spread it around, and they all die about 2 days after the infection. During that time, they're statistically less likely to bite. I don't remember the exact statistic, but they are less likely to bite when they're dying. And it's just the female that we worry about. She's the one that bites, not the male. They're biting because they're making babies, they're making larvae, they need the blood. So the male doesn't bite, it's just the female, so that's why we're attracting her to where she's laying the eggs, why we're infecting her, that's why it works so well. So she kills her own larvae and her neighbors, doesn't the sites get neutralized? We see a little 80% statistic, so this was a study done by InteCare where they checked, I don't remember the exact square footage around, you know, the home that was being treated, but 80% of the nearby larvae in neighboring puddles, bird baths, gutters were infected and dead. So 80% of the neighbors, not just the site that was treated. So we had to get certified for this. I did get certified, went through all that class so that we can offer this. It's very safe stuff. It's just, you know, how they like to control it. But the World Health Organization uses it to treat even drinking water. So it's very environmentally conscious, friendly. People drink it in other countries. So before you call us, what can you do? Well, you can eliminate standing water. They don't need much water. A ½ inch of water is enough. Tablespoon, you know, pretty much of water. So keep drinking water down. Look at your saucers, your water, you know, bowls around your plants. Clear gutters. Make sure your spigots aren't leaking. If there's any water that you have, try to move it. Like if you have a bird bath or a fountain, have that water moving if possible. That'll prevent them from laying eggs. April to October, like I said, typically 6 to 7 treatments. Pricing's normally about $90 if you stand alone, or if you roll it into your pest control service plan. We can just spread that cost throughout the year, save you some money actually, give a discount, $45 a month, usually $45.50 or so. And yeah, I'll stop there. I'll talk about maybe about commercial, about being food safety stuff, but I don't think we have time for that. So, timer?
Yeah, question?
Just one, Anna?
Okay, so the mosquito part is separate from my regular service.
Yeah, so it's a monthly service, so it'd be like 6 or 7 treatments in a row every month, yeah.
Got it, okay.
Yeah.
So you also take care rodents? Because I have plenty.
Yeah.
Plenty work.
Yeah, rats are something that we definitely do a lot of.
It's not only rats. I have in El Dorado Hill a case where the customer was complaining about the smell, and they have a creek in the back, and they have a family of the skunks walking all the way.
I could refer them out for the skunks, but we can have the rats, no moss.
Okay, ticks. There's a big deal about these ticks that are being spreading all over the place. What do you guys do about that?
Yeah, ticks can be a liquid treatment. It's a real heavy liquid treatment, probably the heaviest, you know, more than fleas even. Yard, flower beds, grass. It's going to be treat on demand, like when they show up. You can't really putting up